Hey dreamers, welcome back to your Dream Coach podcast. I am Shayla Wey. I'm a small business coach, growth strategist, and believer that your dream life starts the moment you lead like you mean it. This podcast is all about leadership, fulfillment, and growth. So if you've ever found yourself saying things like, I should be further along, I should want that goal, or I should be grateful, but I'm still not happy, this episode is for you. So today I'm talking about letting go of the shoulds, the external expectations, unspoken rules, and invisible checklists that so many of us are living by without realizing it. We'll explore how ditching the shoulds leads to more fulfillment, aligned success, and yes, more sustainable growth in your life and your business. Because this isn't about throwing away ambition. This is about reclaiming your voice so that you can build success on your terms. So I'm going to walk you through what I found in my own life and business, what helped me stop chasing the wrong version of success, and finally feel fulfilled building something that's aligned. So let's dive in. The first thing is the shoulds are often invisible, but they're exhausting. So, what I have learned is that we're often running on autopilot, not realizing how much of our life and business is shaped by what we think we're supposed to want. Maybe it's hitting a certain income goal. Maybe it's being fully booked with your business. Maybe it's grinding harder because real entrepreneurs never stop. But when those goals aren't rooted in your actual desires, they feel hollow. So I've had seasons where I've hit the milestone and still feel empty. So that's when I realized just because you can achieve it doesn't mean it's what you truly want. Fulfillment doesn't come from boxes being checked off. It comes from alignment. The second thing is that success without fulfillment isn't success, it's burnout. So let's talk about why this matters. You can hustle your way to impressive metrics, but if you're doing it from a place of proving, pleasing, or fear, you're building a business that will eventually break you. So when you lead with fulfillment, everything shifts. Your energy is cleaner, your clients feel it, your team feels it, you feel it. So growth that aligns with your values lasts longer. And I found that when you're fulfilled, you don't burn out. You just burn brighter. The third thing is I should be grateful can be a trap. One of the sneakiest shoulds is this. I should be grateful. And while gratitude is a powerful tool, it becomes toxic when it silences your truth. You're allowed to want more and still be grateful for what you have. You're allowed to pivot, to change your mind, and to admit that something that once lit you up now feels heavy. What I've learned is that true leadership requires honesty with yourself first. And you can't be honest if you're constantly drowning in should. The fourth thing is that fulfillment comes from living in alignment, not agreement. Just because others agree with your path doesn't mean it's right for you. So I've made choices like scaling back during seasons of motherhood or turning down speaking gigs that didn't make business sense, but made soul sense. And guess what? My business didn't crumble, it got stronger. So when you stop living for external applause and you start trusting your internal alignment, you will build something that feels like yours, not just someone else's idea of success. And as a leader, that even applies with working inside a business. Is there are a lot of different ways to get results, and your leadership style should feel in alignment with the type of values that you have, and more importantly, the results you want to create with the team that you're leading. And so really doing that in alignment, not agreement. The fifth thing is just letting go of the shoulds makes space for the real you. The more that I stripped away the shoulds, the more I started to find myself again. So I started rediscovering what I love about coaching. I rebuilt my calendar around my energy. I stopped marketing from pressure and just started speaking from the truth. And the result and this is not just in my coaching business, but in my sales business, direct marketing, is that ended up becoming more real and in alignment. And the results led to more clients or more clarity or more peace. So your dream life isn't on the other side of more effort. It's on the other side of more alignment. And that starts by saying, actually, I don't have to do it that way. In a lot of coaching sessions, a theme that comes up often is this idea of micromanaging. And as a leader, and again, we all have our different styles, but I really believe that if we can ignite the reason that people want to be somewhere or they want to hit that goal, they don't have to be micromanaged because they have a really strong why. They need leadership and they need to be guided along the way. But if we are really clear with the communication and the outlines of what we want to achieve, it shouldn't have to feel a certain way, and we can lead from a place of alignment. The sixth thing is that your body often knows before your brain does. So here's something that I found is that my body tells me when I'm off before my brain will admit it. There's an exercise that I've done with certain clients where you simply just take 6 deep breaths. And after that last breath, you ask yourself the question. And whatever the answer is going to come from your gut and not your brain. Because our brains are designed to protect us, and oftentimes they will go against what our body and our gut is really, really telling us we should do. So I've felt drained before calls, before meetings. I felt numb at certain parts of my business, but restless, even when everything looked successful on paper, still felt a little off. So if that's happening to you, pause. Your body isn't betraying you. It's just guiding you back to the truth. And when I started designing my business around energy instead of just effort, everything started to click. That's fulfillment. That's freedom. The seventh one is fulfilled doesn't always mean always happy. It means rooted. So I want to be clear is that fulfillment doesn't mean every day feels amazing. You still feel challenges, you still work hard, but you feel rooted in purpose. So that rootedness is what keeps you steady when the numbers dip, when the team changes, when life throws you curveballs. Because you're not chasing the next thing. You're building from your values. So that's the kind of growth that doesn't just look good on paper, but it feels genuinely good to live inside. Number 8 is check in. Who are you trying to impress? Let's have some real talk here because so many of the shoulds that we carry are other people's opinions, peers, parents, social media. So ask yourself, who am I trying to impress? And more importantly, is their opinion more important than my peace? The moment that I stopped performing and started connecting, everything changed. My audience grew, my referrals increased, but more importantly, I felt like me again. Hey, when we really peel back those layers and we get through all of the voices, is it's often not going to matter in 5 or 10 or 15 years what everyone else is thinking. Is that when we are really in alignment, that goes away. Number 9 is define fulfillment on your terms. Fulfillment is personal. For me, it's having time with my family, space to travel, coaching, loving what I do, growing, fitness, time with friends, and growing something that feels meaningful. So, what is that for you? Success that's not defined will always feel like you're chasing. But when you define it and you lead from clarity, that's leadership, that's fulfillment, that's growth. And number 10 is fulfillment isn't a finish line, it's a practice. I'll leave you with this. Is fulfillment isn't something you find once and you keep forever. It's a practice. It's like mindfulness. It's like gratitude. It's like faith. We don't just do it one time. It becomes a habit. It becomes part of who we are. So you'll have to keep checking in, keep refining, keep asking, is this true for me? But that practice of listening, pivoting, aligning is what keeps you alive in your life and business. It is what makes your business feel like a soul project, not just a spreadsheet. And isn't that the dream? Well, that one I feel like can be deep. And if this episode resonated, I want to invite you to take inventory this week on what shoulds are you ready to let go of? What does fulfillment actually look like and feel like for you? And where can you trade personal, that pressure that we often put on ourselves for more purpose? I'd love for you to DM me on Instagram at Shayla Wey Coaching, or feel free to join my free school community, the LFG Business Academy. I would genuinely love to hear what this episode stirred up for you. And if this helped you, forward it to a friend or someone that is in your team or in your circle who's been chasing hard and might just need to hear it. You get to do this differently. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review. It helps more heart-centered leaders like you find this space. And remember, because your dream life starts with the way you lead, the way you live, and the way you grow. I'm Shayla Wey, and this was your Dream Coach podcast, and I will catch you on our next episode.